What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Channel. My name is AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are back once more with Hard West. We're going to be starting the scenario Method in Madness. Solomon Dalir unexpectedly inherits great wealth and a dangerous mission to cure the madness spreading across the region. Aided by a mysterious benefactor, he delves even deeper into the unexplored reaches of the human mind. Let's get into this. We're playing on normal combat injuries, pretty much what we've been playing with the entire time. Let's get into it.
Back in the days when the West was wild, anarchy ruled, and madness spread across the land. A genius inventor by the name of Trumercliff worked on a cure for this madness, but didn't manage to complete his undertaking. The word of his demise reached his not-so-friendly rival, Solomon Dalir. Much to his surprise, Trumercliff's will stated that Dalir could have his lab and all his equipment if he agreed to continue Trumercliff's work. But when Solomon arrived there, he found the place ransacked and overrun by gun-toting madmen.
And I assume that's where we're going to be picking up. Dalir was in no shape to fight the madmen in Trumercliff's laboratory. Thankfully, he joined a trio of mysterious Pinkerton agents. Oh, cool, okay. So I was like, alright, we're going to have like a one-on-a-bunch of people fight. But apparently now we got some backup. Come on, load, damn it.
Dalir was nervous and thought about fleeing. Then 3 massive Pinkertons appeared. Each introduced himself in turn, but all 3 had the same name. Mr. Persons.
Alright, that's not creepy.
Hired to protect him, but declined to say by whom.
A persons, B persons, and C persons. Was that like the Carmines in Gears of War? I mean, in all honesty, I don't really see a point in being all secret. So, I mean, really, I'm just gonna grab cover and prepare to have a shootout. Okay, we'll call the turn there. And lead off with a shotgun. Game on, bitches. Bam! Oh, cool, he's got the golden bullet. God, I love that Derringer. Alright, not a bad start. Okay, he's back there in cover. Let's just end him now. Bam! got something that can like do a little bit more damage. Grab a quick reload. Same with B. Pearsons. We're just gonna make sure our guns are nice and... It's kind of getting ready for battle here. Okay, I still don't see anybody. Oh, come on. So far, this has been going pretty well. Oh, I should have used my rifle. Oh, well, we hit. I don't care. One left. We know where he is. Oh, you poor bastard. Goodbye.
The laboratory was finally cleared of lunatics. Delir breathed a sigh of relief as he sat down to begin his research.
Delir, if you are reading this, it means I have succumbed to the madness. You have arrived here exactly as I planned. You may be asking yourself why the greatest inventor of our time would move to the hard lands of the West. It is a fair question. After being informed that the land was being ravaged by a plague of madness, I offered my help to a man known as the Protector. I believed that by using the modern objective principle of science, I could devise a method to erase this madness. But as I come closer to a cure, I can feel my mind slipping away. I fear I may not be able to complete my work. The notes in this save comprise everything I have learned thus far for the sake of your fellow man. Finish what I have started, cure this madness. You are the only one left with the ingenuity required to accomplish this Herculean feat of intellect. Sincerely, Trummercliff. That's a weird name. A few days later, the laboratory was restored. Solomon could barely contain his excitement. It was a perfect place to work on a revolutionary new technology, and Trummercliff's blueprints would give him a helpful head start. Each patent requires a blueprint. Blueprints belong to one of three fields: chemistry, engineering, and gunsmithing. Each new patent unlocks additional development opportunities. Each patent enables you to order new items from the nearby workshop. Ooh, this is interesting. Chemistry allows you to create different usable items for healing and improved performances. Engineering provides passive upgrades, throwable items that deteriorate enemy performance. Gunsmithery enables you to construct powerful weapons. Solomon can choose to focus on... Oh, it's obviously gunsmithery. Let's see here. Solomon had yet to research gunsmithing. He hoped his first breakthrough would yield patents for the Protector ring, revolver, and a revolver rifle. The Protector was an easily concealed miniature revolver. The revolver rifle could be reloaded quickly. Solomon invented and patented the protecting ring rifle and the revolving rifle. Okay, it's workshop here then. Solomon entered the workshop. It was an utter mess. He spent the rest of the day restoring the tools to an operational state so he could begin building prototypes for new patents. The raw materials stock were empty, and the only way to restock them was through the Pony Express. That meant each prototype would come at a cost. Order parts via the Pony Express to craft an item. It's literally a ring that is also a rifle. That is also that's an interesting weapon. Honestly, neither of the. I don't want either of these.
Cliff's notes suggested the natives knew what caused the madness. Delir decided to pay them a visit and try to find out what they knew.
Okay, so we have gunsmith, ruined mansion, inhabited house, derailed train, and the Indian village. Okay. Okay, so this whole thing, this is really interesting. This research. I was wondering what special. I'm trying to think here, like what special characteristic this one would have. You know what? Let's give him this as opposed to that Derringer. Make him a little bit more well-rounded. Well, actually, I take that back. We'll give him back that Derringer and replace his Derringer, so he has a pistol and a longer rifle. Kind of make him kind of like a mid-range sort of soldier kind of character. He's obviously our God. Which one did he have? He has the why can't I remember? He has the shotgun. He has the sniper rifle. So he's our range guy, our close-up, kind of our mid-range specialist, and this is our main character. With our main character, then I'm gonna give Shadow Salve and the Jack of Hearts to give him a pair, and it gives him Shadow Kill and Shadow Salve, and give Terror to him. Also gives him a pair, plus it makes sense to give Terror to the guy who is going to be running up and killing a bunch of people. Okay, so we got healing elixirs. Go. Okay, we can head back to the laboratory and do more research, but I'll be fine for that for a second. Let's kind of travel around. I know what the gunsmith is. Well, let's go see what the gunsmith has to say. Why not? Arno M. Scheringer was an intelligent but paranoid, yet despite his quirks, he impressed the Pinkertons with his expertise. God, I cannot speak and or read, and I am wearing my reading glasses. I'm just... Okay, so we can buy assorted machine parts. Interesting. How much is Derringer worth? Derringer's worth 60? I mean, it's cool because you can shoot twice, but at the same time, I'd rather have a 6-shooter. So make that trade. Actually, does he have a... Oh, he doesn't have another 6-shooter? I can't speak. Well, I don't want to. Okay. Well, we'll call that... Oh, did I not make an even trade? Did I forget to add cash to that? Oh, I forgot to add cash to that. Oh, I'm dumb. I just made an even trade for guns. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll give him a 6-shooter. Makes him, again, a little bit more versatile. Head back into the gunsmith and trade away that Derringer. Like I said, I like the Derringers that you get that extra shot. I mean, that's cool and all, but yeah, it's cool, but I'd rather do more damage. Once a majestic home, the ruined mansion now retained only a shadow of its former glory. Solomon knocked to no avail. Okay. Solomon arrived at a dilapidated cottage inhabited by the Thurner family, a strange group that laughed at even the most solemn things. They invited him in, pointed his gun at them, and yeah, let's not rob him just yet. One of the Pinkertons accepted the offer, but fell sick soon afterwards. Later, tormented by horrible waking nightmare, he perished. Oh. They begged for their lives to give him, and gave him a blueprint signed by Trumercliff. A new Pinkerton agent arrived shortly. The death of his predecessor had a slight but noticeable impact on the Solomon's mind. Oh, okay, so we got a new guy to replace the guy who died. A little weird, but all right. Let's look at his weapons. Yeah, give him that and the 6-shooter. Okay, it's a little odd, but whatever. And give him tobacco for the aim, and yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so one of them dies, and then we just get a new one. Whatever. Go to the derailed train. Solomon arrived at the scene of a terrible catastrophe. Inside the crashed train sat a single conscious man surrounded by bodies. He was covered in blood, but otherwise appeared well. He introduced himself as James Scheffler and assured Solomon that he had once been a doctor. He asked whether Solomon and his companions needed any help. Well, we don't, but now we know where there's a doctor, apparently. The inhabitants of this town had become either so crazed or so terrified that they had left. Seeming suddenly and all at once, buildings stood abandoned as decay slowly crept in. Solomon wondered whether they had left anything useful behind. Yeah, let's do a thorough search. The search yielded several items, including liquor from a secret stash and a notebook of Sheriff Turner's deputy, Deadeye Dean. Dean wrote that Sheriff Turner was arresting lawful citizens for crimes they didn't commit, and every accusation ended on the gallows. Sheriff Turner had become convinced that every person in his town was a criminal. After reading through the notebook, Solomon felt this tainted place had left a mark on his soul. 20 assorted parts, bottle of liquor. Oh, okay. I was afraid that was going to be like a debuff or something. The natives told him about a comet that it had seen. God damn it! The natives told him about a comet they had seen shortly before people began going mad. Everyone had twisted dreams that night. The man who lived in the ruined mansion could tell him more, but Solomon would need to give him the password. Jade is the gem of greed. Once a majestic home, the ruined mansion now retained only a shadow of its former glory. Solomon knocked to no avail. Jade is the gem of greed. At Solomon's words, the door sprang open. Behind it was an elderly man who invited Solomon inside and asked if he would like some refreshment. The inside of the house was also in ruins, and the whole building looked as though it might collapse at any moment. Asked about the madness. The elderly man spoke to him about the origin of the madness. He said he remembered the night it had began. The same night, a comet blazed across the sky, and everyone he knew was touched by terrible nightmares. Father Gilmer had organized an asylum in his church to the southwest in an attempt to cure the sick. Though he was able to gain much insight into the disease and recorded in his notes, the madmen turned on him and the first opportunity and tore him apart. At Solomon's words, the door sprang open. Behind it was an elderly man who... Oh, wait, yeah. It's about the nearby land, asked to barter. Ooh. That's a good chunk of change. Let's ask about the nearby land first. The old man spoke at length about the reactions of 3 prominent members of the community. First, he spoke of Trumercliff, an insane genius who wrote secret notes about the comet in invisible ink on the top of decoy documents. Then he told the story about Sheriff Turner, a wise and just lawman who became paranoid after the comet's arrival. It began his reign of terror, in which he built an army of madmen and criminals who hunted like a pack of ravening wolves. Finally, he spoke of his own son, Alvaro, who went looking for an ancient native city and never returned. Oh, okay, that's Vasquez, the guy from the last scenario that we played, who became the masked man. I also like how all these stories kind of connect. The key went into Solomon's pocket. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but I feel like it's gonna help. Okay, so we have a trading post, an old camp, and a pharmacy. Let's go to the old camp first, then we'll hit up the asylum. Solomon stumbled upon an abandoned campsite. Beside an extinguished fire pit, he found Trimmercliff's notes. They made little sense to him presently, but he thought they might prove useful later. One notebook was entitled My Rival Inventors and contained slanderous texts ridiculing other inventors such as Tim Russell, Christopher Wilson, and Solomon Delir. Amid mocking comments about his mistakes, Solomon found extensive deliberations on the senselessness of his past research. Decided to keep the notebook. Yeah, let's keep the notebook. With the notebook in his pocket, he never forgot his past errors, though his madness increased. With it came scientific greatness. Well, I mean, what? Greatness and genius are usually very close together. I mean, if anybody's, what is it? I've said this before. I think without Kurt Cobain, without what led Kurt Cobain to kill himself, he wouldn't be the Kurt Cobain, like the artist that we know. Even though I'm not a fan of Nirvana, I still think that's true. I think like with manic highs come manic lows. So Solomon felt weak and insecure. His mind was constantly distracted. He was plagued by strange dreams, which inspired him to create a strange new blueprint. Delir is now affected by vertigo. Interesting. The church had been refitted to function as an asylum. The old man had told him of this place. Let's use the back door, seeing that we paid for it. Solomon left his steam carriage. Excuse me. What is this? Wild Wild West? His steam carriage near the eastern entrance. Then he snuck around to the north and opened the church's back door. Minus 5A, minus 4 sight. Jesus Christ, that's not good.
The church was now a makeshift asylum, but it appeared the inmates had taken over. The madmen guarding the doors all wore deputy badges that read Turner. Delir wondered where Gilmer's office had been. Probably upstairs, he grumbled. Only Delir knew how to identify the files. He would need to go there personally.
Okay, so flat out, this is a... I totally lost my train of thought. Crap. We just run... Yeah, I mean, we don't have a setup or anything. We just run in and fight. Trying to think where the enemy is going to be coming at us from. Probably that door. Alright, well, apparently nobody's around us. Going for the notes. Grabbing some cover and getting ready. So I feel a fight's gonna be coming through that door. Alright, and where's our last guy? I'm gonna send him upstairs with Delir. Give him a kind of a bodyguard. I don't see anybody come through the door just yet. Guys are coming in from that side. Trying to think exactly how I want to set this up. I think there's better cover. I think that's our best position. debating. Do I want to be proactive or just... Also trying to find a good, at least a little bit of cover for what I'm about to do. Yeah. Feel the terror. Bam. I just shot a nun. I don't feel good about what I just did. Gonna grab cover here because I think that they're gonna be inside the little building.
Delir searched the room and found documents bearing Trummercliff's insignia.
Sooner or later he's gonna get that shot was gonna hit. There's a cracked skull now, isn't that wonderful? Aha! My hit chances are actually better with a shotgun. And I'm at some actual... I'm actually at a pretty good range. Okay, so I can't just stand on the stairs. I actually have to... Yeah, there's no good place to stand and take a shot. 64%. Oh, got the hit.
Delir carefully removed the research data. To his dismay, it triggered an alarm. The bell clamored incessantly as Turner's psychotic deputies swarmed after Delir. His back against the wall, Delir's only option was to escape via steam carriage. Eerily, Mr. Persons repeated his pledge to protect Delir's life at all costs.
Once again, has anyone else seen the movie Wild Wild West? Which, by the way, phenomenal film. That was Will Smith, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Will Smith. Very good movie. What was I talking about? Crap, didn't want to switch guns, but whatever. Jeez, look at this guy's movement range. Oh, I didn't give him... Oh, man, I was thinking I could just use Golden Bullet. I forgot I didn't... I didn't equip the playing cards. Oh man, I can't believe I did something that stupid. Oh well. Killed the deputy. There's one dude left. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, damn, I had a clean 100% shot from that position. I God damn, I need to pay attention. Keep Delir back here, kind of out of trouble. Let's dance, partner. Oh, how can I not see him from here? Oh, that's bull. There we go. Solomon leaped into his steam carriage, hotly pursued by Turner's men. It was the same bunch of lunatics that had been in the laboratory when he first arrived there. He was horrified by their ferocity. Clearly, they thought of themselves as lawmen. Between their lack of fear, Turner's leadership, and their sheer numbers, they had rapidly dominated the region. He hoped the documents from the asylum would shed some light on the madness and its source. Alright, we can go analyze the data. Let's stop off at the pharmacy real quick, though. Middle-aged man, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, yeah, okay, so we can just trade for whatever. Let's go back to the derailed train. Oh, God. At least it heals the, No! Okay, sorry about that. I meant to hit, I meant to tell it to, why can't I think here? I meant to tell it, you know, don't do that. I meant to, you know, resume, but give him a 3 pair, and we have the ace of spades with prayer. Ooh, and we also have the black joker. Let's give the joker to him to give him a 2 pair, and just keep that guy with the ace. Alright, so at least, okay, I forgot, also check. So, we have no injuries, the only thing that we have is that vertigo, but I don't know how to fix that. So, let's head over to the laboratory. Solomon remained at the Trummercliff old laboratory. He had truly made it his own. Start his research, repeat the instructions, start some research. Chemistry. Use a blueprint. And let's do another gunsmithing. And we invented the harmonica gun, but let's analyze the data. The documents displayed a clear pattern. When patients entered the asylum, they typically got better and went back home. Their symptoms inevitably worsened, and they would return worse off than before. The same effect seemed to happen at Trummercliff himself. Let's see here. The process was highly unusual. Father Gilmore was determined to find out if there were other areas affected by the plague in other parts of the country. Find out about the plague madness. Swamp. Seer hut. Right. So many locations to go explore. Solomon found an abandoned telegraph station and train yard. Official reports and private letters lay scattered everywhere. Solomon guessed a wealth of information must be hidden in those papers. Some might even hint at how far the madness had spread. Let's begin the research. While Solomon read everything he could get his hands on, the persons guarded the telegraph station. The first round of documents he read were worthless, but Solomon continued, determined not to miss any clue. He dropped his zealousness. He hoped his zealousness would not allow Turner's men to get the drop on him. Delved deeper in the research. The research took several days and was endlessly frustrating. Solomon considered walking away at many points. None of the letters from neighboring states mentioned anything about the plague. Solomon felt he was missing something important. He was exhausted, but still carried on reading into the night. And let's see whatever combat this is.
and found himself in a maze of trains and stations. The scattered notes he'd found rearranged themselves into a giant telegraph hub. The Pinkertons stared at him with hollow eyes, listless and lethargic. When he finally heard Trumercliff's voice telling him to find his answers, Delir realized he was dreaming.
Okay, so we're in a nightmare. Alright, so the skills I gave to Trumercliff to Delir will really help us in this this place. Okay, I had a clean flank. Should have killed him. There's no window to help us, so he really can't do much at jack in this one. Alright, so we have 20 turns to try and gather these notes. Yeah, that's right. Fear me. Fear me. I know he ran away. Goodbye. Aw, don't worry there, buddy. You're dead. Nope, 6-shooter is my best chance. Got him. It doesn't look like there's anybody in there. Oh, goody, demons. I left Delir out in the open. There we go. Didn't solve every problem, but at least it saves us a little bit. You know, I know it would have been extremely pointless, but I would have loved to bounce that off through the window and kill him with a ricochet. Totally unnecessary, but man, that would be cool. I absolutely love that skill when you can make use of it. And it's dead.
It was clear to Delir now. The madness existed only within this region. Trumercliff's voice urged him to find more clues.
This is really a weird scenario, but I'm really digging it. Like I'm digging this whole, you know, it's like science but also madness sort of thing. It's an interesting. Oh, I intimidated you. So you took a bad shot. I love how this guy's also just like running through here, just wiping people out. It's something that just makes me feel good when I can land those shots. See what we can scare up. Not seeing anything at the moment. Should be pretty safe to just advance. Oh, alright. Still looks safe. Yeah, you gotta reload into the Navy gun, otherwise I'm completely out of bullets. Alright, looks clear. Let's just grab this.
Another mystery. Why did the asylum patients relapse after returning home? The solemn voice intoned that there were too many unknowns.
So now we got 12 turns to grab this last group of notes. Alright, so I can kind of ease off the gas a little bit here. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna like just suddenly start playing extremely just casually, but alright, room looks clear. Boom.
The old man had said that a comet appeared the night the madness started. Realization thrilled through him. Delir was ready to make his conclusions. He knew that certain physical substances like mercury could cause madness. If that were true, then the plague could have a physical source. What if the comet had become a meteor? Could that be the cause of all this? The maze receded from view. Trumercliff's voice faded, distant but satisfied.
Flash of light and excited shouting woke Solomon from the nightmare. It took him a moment to regain his bearings. One of the persons shouted that they discovered a cache of gold under the station floor. Solomon, however, could think of nothing but the source of the madness. He was now convinced that the meteor had crashed somewhere in these lands. He needed to find out where, but first he would need to make sure he had the right tools in his workshop. Solomon didn't get any rest that night. The nightmare he had at the telegraph station weighed heavily on his mind. He worried he might have taken the first step towards madness. Jeez, so many places to explore. Alright guys, we're going to call this one here. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links to all this stuff can be found down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time. But until then, my name's AJ Gels. This is the Thought Gaming Channel. I'm out.